What's going on, everybody? Welcome back Friday night. Tonight, we've got a rally beetle. I'm actually looking forward to this one. Picked this up a few weeks back, handed it to Moosejaw, and he already painted this thing. So I'm excited for this. When it's done, it should look almost identical to the box art. So that's what we are up to tonight. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. Let's see where it feels. It's good to be back. We had Wednesday's stream on time. Oh, you know what? I picked up bearings for this and I have to remember where I just set them. But first, you can all see what Joe accomplished. He basically did it exactly like the box art. All of the stickers, which is like 50 some stickers, he said, got the bumpers mounted up already, everything. Yeah, I think he said it was pure orange. Not sure exactly what orange it called. The box looks kind of reddish, but the he said this is basically what it called for, and it turned out incredible. It's so good. So I am pumped to put this thing on there. He got all the detail parts on there already, the mirrors, the bumpers, everything. So super stoked to see this thing. That is going to make this even better. Now, I don't know if I built an MF01X. What is this? M something. MF01X, the long wheelbase chassis. Can't remember if I built one of these or not at this point. So we are going to pull everything out. Joe already, you can tell Joe was obviously super pumped to finish this thing up. I think when he was done, he just crumpled it up. Okay, Alex says I've not built one of these yet. And if I haven't built it live on stream, I have not built it. So that's really all there is to it. And let's see. Anything else that we need? I doubt it. You have my handy box of hardware, which has basically all of the Tamiya sizes in it, which makes things go so much faster. Not hunting for screws, anything like that. So is a long wheelbase short car normal size? Pretty much. I think this says it is 200 and, what's it say? 239 millimeters. So that is still like a 9-inch wheelbase. A little bit more. Is that Lexan? It is Lexan. He just did such a good job. And it's got so many details on it that it makes it look like a hard body. But yeah, it's just a Lexan shell that he did that well on. You know, there's lots of molded details like these, the headlight bezels, of course the bumpers, the lights, but like these fender lights, those are just 2 stickers, which he did a great job on. He said he got the wife's hairdresser out and or hairdresser, got the wife's hair dryer out. There you go. What would you do without Moosejaw? I know, right? Definitely wouldn't look that good. So that is our current. They sent must have been some few extras here and there. We'll put some of this stuff aside for now. Get ready to dive in. Checking in from Oregon. Here, yeah, exactly. So, oh yeah, this is one of the chassis gearbox combo. Yeah, no Nicole tonight. Couldn't talk her into it. She was that long week, and yeah. Oh, but thank you to Perry G. I don't know if he's in here yet. We'll see if we see him. But Perry G sent us, and his wife sent us a few bottles of wine from the local vineyard that they work at, local to us and where his wife works. Yep, there's Perry G. And I'm drinking the rosé already for tonight. So we still have the sparkling one left. We'll save that one for the next time Nicole's on. But I wasn't waiting to have that one. Okay. Now the bearing situation. I know that I grabbed them. I stopped at RC Country on my way home. Nicole didn't work all week because of the whole the jury thing she was on that just ended this afternoon. So I had to go to RC Country and pick up bearings. But there's a chance that I left them in the Jeep. So we may have to take a quick intermission here in a moment so that I can go get that. Yeah. Where is Perry? Perry's here. So he already checked it. Let's see. We can get a little bit done before I need to go for that intermission. Josh, my wife is so happy. I can't drink red wine. Triggers migraines. She was pissed when I discovered IPS. What is IPS? That rosé is pretty good. We got a lot of good comments on the sparkling too. We haven't cracked that one open yet. That one we're waiting on. So Matt's always prepared. I think I was specifically watching Matt's stream when he had to run and do something. So slow Don, thank you, sir. Happy anniversary. Yes, right. Also, thank you for the advice and questions Wednesday. No problem. So technically, our anniversary was yesterday, but the drag slash came yesterday. So I had to do some filming on our anniversary. You know, a pause for old timers. I understand. So yeah, Matt had, I think he and I are on par there. Is it super scale suspension worthy? You know, man, with this monocoque style chassis, I don't know that would be that would be quite difficult, I believe. All right, let's find bag A. And let's grab well, do I have one of the blue parts trays in here? Dang it, I don't. I need like 5 more of these parts trays. Hold, please. I've got parts in it from the semi, which I'm trying to finish this weekend. So this is one of those, the Vanquish parts trays. You should get one. They're amazing. They're rubber, but they're a nice big size. So awesome. So awesome. Granted, that's a prototype one that I've had for a while. Is Nicole's present getting to skip tonight's build? Pretty much. All right. We got to build a rear diff first. So I said we need to open bag A. How many RCs will film on your anniversary going to get? Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. What kind of chassis is that? This is the MF01X chassis. So we've got some Tamiya grease, which we're not going to use, so we'll just throw that bag away. Happy anniversary. Thank you, sir. It was 5 years this year. We've been together 10, married 5. So, building Tamiya diffs. It's been the same on basically every car I've ever owned from them, no matter if it was a TLT or a big rig. I guess TLTs and the big rigs are basically the same thing anyway. The parts trays double as an oven mitt. I like that. I agree. Monocroque. Translation, a pan-style chassis. 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 Okay, let's throw some grease in there, though. Did I already pull out my X-Acto knife? I did. Matt should be proud, though. I did change out my X-Acto blade the other day. My bi-monthly change out of blades. Just throw a bunch of that in there. And that should be plenty. Okay. So that on the top, the other shim, and then we need the cap. Who makes the car? This car is a Tamiya MF-01 Rally Beetle. I'm actually super, super pumped to see this thing finished. Moosejaw did such a good job with this body. I mean, he also painted the MST drift car that we did the other day. Also orange. Not this orange, the metallic orange. And that, we'll probably see that on a Sunday. Probably not this Sunday. This Sunday, I may do like a bearing swap in the new Traxxas Drag Slash, which you can tell is just there on the edge of the screen. Okay, what do we need here? M2 by 8. I'm trying not to use the Tamiya hardware if possible. I'll use all hex head. We're gonna have to break out the Phillips head screw at some point, but for the most part, oh, that's a 256. That snuck in there. But we should be able to get through 95% of this car with all hex head hardware. Okay. Oh, you know what I did do? I turned on my overhead camera. Oh, initiate. Hey, it worked. What do you know? So once I remembered to fully turn it on. Don't you have a JIS driver? I still have not bought myself a JIS driver. I've built however many Tamiya kits and have still not purchased myself a proper JIS. Did I do that incorrectly? No. Oh, that's this gear. Okay, I was like, I couldn't tell if I was doing it wrong because I showed a picture of a gear on the side, but that was just a different one. They'll see. We listed last night. Had five showings booked when I woke up this morning. I think we're homeless by the end of the weekend. Holy crap. Man, if you could sell a house now and not have to buy another one for a while, that would be amazing. Real estate right now is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Congratulations. I hope you get way more than you were asking for. We had a good time up in Washington last weekend, up at the Greystone Castle. sorry, I have to respond to something that's somewhat urgent. Un momento, por favor. So, okay, apologies. Don't like to text and stream. It's rude. Don't text and stream. Any Canadians in that? There's always Canadians in this house. Okay. I do need a bearing basically immediately. No surprise. So we need to do that. I need to go grab those bearings, which I'm pretty sure I know where I left. This is going to be a brief delay. Okay. Bearings. Apologies. Okay. So we're back on track here. I think I have the wrong half of the transmission. Or do I? I do. I have the total wrong part. Okay, we need to drop the diff in to this portion. We've got this top gear, which we put a bearing on either side. Think you need more shit on your workbench. I know. Tamiya kits always kind of start this way. They just explode out. I mean, I could definitely get rid of a number of these bags for the meantime. Probably make things look a little bit more appealing. We'll do that. That way it doesn't look like such a shit show. How about that? Slightly better. Camera 1, camera 2. Okay. That goes in there. Now we do need to grease these gears. We're just going to grease this one and it will transfer. I have the same kit, so I'm looking forward to this build. Honestly, I absolutely love how this body looks, so I couldn't be looking more forward to this. The chassis itself, like I said, I've never built this one specifically, but I just want to see it done with the body on. Okay. What grease are you using? This is just Vanquish grease. Vanquish. But, you know, of course, like always, grease isn't, or the type of grease isn't critical. I knocked over the parts. I'm not overly pushy on what type of grease you should be using. I feel like most RC grease, as long as it sticks to parts all right, then you're in a decent shape. What's this? Must be RTR by the end of tonight. That's a possibility. I've got all the parts here. It comes with a motor and ESC. I've got a servo. I've got receivers. The body's painted. We're going to be in good shape. What is the wheelbase of my brazen scale? 12.3, right there. 12.3 wheelbase is what that one is built at. It uses a regular SCX-10-2 link set for the most part, with a couple of additional links, but other than that, is that code for blue white grease? It is not code for blue white grease. But okay, that just gonna go up there. Tom Andrews has got his shipping info on the low-C drag car. Nice. Those are finally, it'll be cool to see those getting into everybody's hands. Oh, that's a 1.5. The battle of the RTR drag cars is going to heat up a little bit, which is fantastic. I had a lot of fun in last night with that Traxxas drag slash, but I mean, it's a slash. It's just, it's a slash with a handful of new parts, nothing crazy. The actual electronics and all that, cool. I like them. It's fun to drive. A little more torque. Josh, I'm digging the Gately Audio shirt. He builds wicked subwoofer enclosure. He does. He's local to me. I've been helping him with CAD work on his enclosures for production stuff. And I'll be over there tomorrow, hopefully, to test fit the new enclosure that we designed for my Gladiator. Doing 2 Gately 6.5 subs with 1500 watts. Old bass head days. I'm so looking forward to it. Be one of those guys again. Okay, so we've got that in all of screws. Next page. Right. The MF. Honestly, I did not know that this was a 4-wheel drive car until now I look at the box and see that. I really thought that this was a rear-wheel drive little thing only, but what do you know? And we need... I kind of wondered about that because it's got a bevel gear on the side of this top gear here, and I was just like, well, that's an odd place for a bevel, but now it seems to make more sense. Okay. This one here, we need the short shaft, which I do not see. Do I have to open another bag? Does not say so. A15. Oh, there it is. Just buried in that baggie. And we need a couple more bearings. 20 5x11x4s, and then 2 5x8 flanged and 2 5x8 non-flanged. Okay, so this goes up here. That sponge tape. We have to put sponge tape on things. I don't understand why yet, but I suppose it will make sense. Okay. Where is it? Wait, I don't know why it's telling us this sponge tape everywhere, but which one is the sponge tape? I don't know. It all feels about the same. Gives you a size to cut it to. So we'll do so. And it shows us on the inside. Right there. That's a new one. I can't say that I've seen that all that often on Tamiya cars. Okay. One piece there. Need to put a bearing down here. And it should be good. Now we can put the sides together. What is not aligning? There it goes. Winner, winner. And we need more sponge tape. It doesn't get, oh, there it is. M3 by 10. What's a, all right. This is this way. So they're going in from this side. Very difficult to see where it's telling you to put them. I just burned my fingers for the umpteenth time soldering Dean's plugs. I may have to finally change over to XT60s. Honestly, not only that, but you need a soldering jig. A little bit more torque. It's not sucking together. There we go. I've got this. Let's find it. Where'd my solder jig go? I used it yesterday. Maybe it's on my bench somewhere. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I use this solder jig, which is on the end here. It's got a T section right there. And that is for your XT60s or your Deans. This one was actually made for Deans. You can put it in one way and then you take it and you do it the other. That way your soldering is always sitting right side up. Actually, super handy to have. It's got little holes here on the top for bullet connectors. I don't do that as much, but it'll basically hold anything. You just clamp it down with that wing nut. It's A+. You need it. Need it. It's a must-have for soldering. Okay, so we still need a little bit more tension here. That's a big trans. Yeah, this is a. There we go. Now it's looking a little better. Okay. Just don't want to over tighten it. Tamiya plastic isn't necessarily the most durable plastic. It's pretty good, but not. Are you replacing all the hardware with hex? For the most part, unless it's specialty. But yeah, I've got this box here of hardware that I've kind of got laid out. It's all black hardware, but I feel like it is so much nicer to build these Tamiya kits if you can use hex hardware. Everything just goes more smoothly. You don't have to dig around for sizes. It makes them infinitely more enjoyable. Right. We need what I believe is the shock tower. Josh, do you remember the guy from Italy that comped his MF01? No, I don't. There's a guy who competed with one of these? That seems... And, I mean, I guess the thing is that honestly, I don't know all that much about the Tamiya platforms. You know, I didn't really start building many of them until like the last year and a half or so. So most of my experience, especially with Tamiya, like these older Tamiya things, all come from the ones you guys have watched me build. When did this MF01X come out? Jeez. Why does VQP ship with black... Man, I don't understand. Why does... I assume that says Vanquish ship the black axles with silver hardware instead of black hardware? Because the hardware that we ship from in-house basically is all stainless. The hardware that we source from the US is generally stainless steel made, so it doesn't rust. It's just a way that we do all of our... It's been that way basically forever. The only difference is on our kits, because we have those done. We have those screws all packed with the kits, and we use painted hardware for the most part. So, but other than that, basically anything Vanquish comes with stainless hardware. Okay, now, oh, it is time. We're jumping into the servo and everything already. That's awfully early. This servo must be good and buried into this chassis. That's always fun. Okay, let's find our servo horn. Also, I've been using this new servo tester more because it is nice, some of the functions that it has. A little bit more reliable. Although I will need to grab a battery. So we'll get to that. I need to find our servo horn quickly. Let's say what bag it's supposed to be in. B. That last one that we grabbed should have been B. Where'd I put it? Very odd servo horn setup in this one. So we've got B there, but P4, P5, P6 for the servo saver parts. Anyone have a battery like for dual dancing right? Oh, the battery I use is an E-Flight one for the planes, and I think it was like an 1800 or 2100 milliamp. I just went to the hobby shop and just like tried to shove any of the batteries that would fit in there. They don't need much, so they last forever. P4 is that guy. And we need the Futaba spline, 25. And there we go, Tamiya Futaba. This is so dull without Nicole and the cats. Mike J, you're fired. Yes. It is different always without the rest of Friday night's cast and crew, but that's the thing. When they don't really care about the RC part. So sometimes it's hard to make a convincing argument on why they need to be here every Friday night. Okay, let me grab a battery. What did I do with batteries? Oh, I'll grab the one I put in the slash. Only because I know it's right here. My drag slash body is good and hammered. We made a real nice mess out of that. But quite a spicy car on 3S. Shelf is still crooked. It's not crooked. Okay. There. We'll plug our servo into it. And yeah. Servo tester. Make sure that it's in the middle. Just using another Eco Power. Looks like you chopped the truck's plug off the AC. No warranty. Yes, I am. I admittedly did remove the plug. All my batteries are already wired up, so you know. All right. So this I switched over to this Spectrum servo tester because I can use a regular battery rather than having to pull my radio battery all the time. And normally I have a battery handy, but it's a color screen. It's got a bunch of settings. You can scroll through everything. It's a pretty nice little setup. And it's multi-purpose, so it's got battery checker, USB charging, and yada yada yada. Battery checker, tester, servo checker, whatever. Always worth having around. Definitely makes it a lot easier than having to get your receiver out, fire up your radio, wire up some sort of ESC. All right. Is your drill variable speed? This is the 8-volt gyro. So when you hold the button, it doesn't really move until you rotate your hand, like as if you were tightening a screw. So it's very variable. It goes from very slow to all the way fast. So it just depends on how you twist, and it becomes like second nature super quickly. Okay, now we are ready for ball cups, and I hate this part. I hate making tie rods. Yes, if you don't, it is a DeWalt. It is the DeWalt 8-volt Gyro Max. If I had to choose between my servo tester and an 8-volt Gyro Max, though, it would be the gyro. And you don't have to get the Spectrum one. I really like that Spectrum servo tester. But you can also just get like the cheap ones. And they're only like the servo testers. You can get the cheap ones for like $7 or $8. So it is a super cheap tool to have that makes things super handy if you're setting up new kits very often. Let's see, is this small enough to... It is. Anyone ever heard of Rage servos. Yeah, my local hobby shop carries them as well. Has them cheap. I think that Rage must be a brand carried by like Horizon or HRP or somebody like that, because I've noticed them at hobby shops as well, and I think that they are just a cheap, kind of house brand to have. And I've used them before. I think I have them on. I have them on a VS410 right behind me that I used it on the Dig servo. Um, so and it seemed to work fine. We need to. Rage is someone's budget brand. Not sure who's the. Yeah, Rage is HRP. Perfect. Thank you, Rack Jr. Yeah, HRP is one of the common distributors that a lot of hobby shops use, and that makes sense that is like their like a house brand or just one of the cheap ones that they sell. 17 millimeters. Nailed it. I would use my calipers to measure that, but my batteries died. I got the new batteries, but they're in the other room. So, and I don't really want to leave again if I don't have to. Tamiya boys always have good detail. Yeah. Have you tried a Tamiya CR1? I built a CR1 like the day it came out. And it would be one of the last on my list to probably build again. I love Tamiya's style in certain vehicles. The CR1, not one of those. Mark Twain Hobby carries MT Racing brand parts. I don't know that one, but I do know Mark Twain. I like that shop. That is the only shop I ever have stopped at in St. Louis. Or St. Is that technically in St. Charles? I don't know. One or the other. Matched them up. Okay. A couple more ball studs. Is that the MF01X? It is. Why is everybody so excited over an MF01X? Technical, she will bring you the batteries. Yes. The CR1 is so much better now. Tamiya, always innovating. Is it? Is it any different than it ever was? It seems like, they kind of come up with a formula and then they never change. Ever, 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 ever. All right, now we need a servo mount from Tree B. That's bag B. There it is. So, channel down, servo up, drop it in there. Where do you think Trex got the idea from? Right. Yeah, let's come up with this thing and then we'll just go with that forever. M3 by 10. What bat in ESC are you going to run? I'm going to run the stock ESC because, it's just a fun runabout Tamiya. So no real goals to change this thing out for anything crazy. As far as battery, I've got some. I'll probably have to get a new Gens Ace pack that's kind of specific for this. Not specific, but 2S and all that. What time frame did you give Moosejaw to paint the body? Did I give it to him 3 weeks ago? I don't remember. Either way, it seemed like he got it done awfully quick. When did we do the... Whatever night we did the MST is when I gave him this body. Because I gave him the whole kit at the same time. Thinking about baking some Riff tires tonight. Hope you're home alone. Because that is not a... that's not something you can get done without somebody noticing. There's some spacers there that it says to use to adjust for height, but we didn't do that. And we're going to act like we didn't read it. B18. That is this guy. We will go back and adjust for height if needed. Just me and the dog. Drift car was about 3 weeks ago. That's what I thought. I knew I was somewhere close to that. Okay, and then I need M3 by 18 to attach this to this guy. So servo goes down, bell cranks are backwards. We need to feed that through there. God. It's to fall off though. All right. See if we can make that. Is it in place? It appears like it's close. It's really hard to see. Well, because I literally can't see. Just jam a screw in there and see if anything holds. No. Nope, definitely not lining up. Ah, I see now. There's a channel that it lines up with. Now we're cooking. Kind of holds it perfectly even. Josh, since you're doing more Tamiya builds lately, I can send you some TLT axles. You know what? I think I'm going to pass on that one for now. God, I don't remember if I actually had to build a single stock TLT. I feel like maybe I built the first one just before I tore it all apart, just for the sake of doing it, but that would have been about it. C14, I think this is B. So yeah, this is B. So we need bag C. The Robin and the hearse are in the bag, ready to go. Moosejaw, I mean, you obviously need a Reliant Robin as well. Which one do I need? 18. That says 14. It is 14. So post goes up, this slides in there, and M3 by 10. It'd be fun to build a no prep car for Tamiya DT02 between you and Matt and go nutcase bonkers on the budget. But you have to keep the DT02 chassis, gearbox, anything else goes. I have no idea what that chassis is. Like I said, I really have no. And even the Tamiyas that I have built now, I don't even remember the numbers. can't remember which ones I've built, which ones I haven't. Okay, now we have to build another diff. Yet another. We've got that. Part bag B. Just oh, we need the, where are the shims? There they are. Put it together without those. Okay. Perry G says, Amy just got home and wants to know if Nicole liked the Sauvignon. Okay, that was the white one, right? She did like that. We had, I think we had that yesterday, actually. And she liked that one. I think I like this rosé better, though. And then we'll have the sparkling next week. Moosejaw's doing a scale coffin for the banger hearse. For those that don't know, like that Reliant Regal, technically, that I have on the wall behind me that Moosejaw painted, they also make a hearse. Those cars are called banger cars because over in the UK where they race them, they're banger races. They're demolition derby, but races, which is awesome. Right. She said the sparkling is tart and citrusy. That sounds interesting. We'll find out next week. As long as I can keep her from opening it until then. That, and we need the cap to the diff. All right, where's my 1.5 tip? Right there. Make a donk or a Broham RC car. Is Broham, is that the that like the southern, like the Texas style? RC bangers are mostly 112 scale. Yeah, I would call that one. I don't know, that three-wheeler, that might be kind of close to 110 scale, but I'm not totally 100% sure. Okay. All right, that is half vinyl top equals bro. That, yeah, that makes sense. Now I remember. Okay, we've got to add some other gears to this first. These are the four-wheel drive transfer gears. We've got that guy. Drop bearings in that. What was my first Tamiya RC car? My first Tamiya RC car was actually my first RC car, and that was the Tamiya TXT, which was my very first RC, like first hobby grade RC. And I turned it into a crawler. That was the reason that I bought it. It was before you could actually buy anything else that was a crawler. So obviously options were slim, and there wasn't, 2.2s were hardly an option even at that point. And it wasn't until much later when 1.9s became a thing. Not including like the Tamiya CC01, I guess. Okay. Now I am missing a gear, it would appear. There it is. Hiding. Throw bearings in it. And there's the other shaft. Yeah. Now, as far as like the whole donk thing, which I am a fan of in the full size world, I think I wonder, would I would have rather had a donk or the lowrider from Red Cat? I mean, it seems like a donk would have been kind of pointless. I mean, not that, the Red Cat at least has some sort of function, even if it seems like it would possibly get pretty boring pretty quickly, to me at least. I think it still probably has a little bit more function than a donk would. So all the gears are dropped in, servo's in. Now we can attach the other side of the chassis, which is this guy. The Hoonigan donk is ridiculous and awesome. Yeah, I do love an overpowered donk. They have donk racing around here as well. There we go. Okay, wires for the servo are safe, I think. Maybe. There we go. Yes, everything is in place. Crazy. They say this is a monocoque chassis, but this really looks like two halves of a monocoque chassis. Maybe drifting donks will be the next thing in RC. Ooh, that is not a terrible idea. High riding donks. High riding drifting donks. I'm kind of into that. Okay. Next big thing in RC, 3 wheels. It better be. I can only keep pushing it for so long. I'm running out of 3-wheel donk. All right. So we've got that. Now we have a midsection to this chassis. I'm imagining this is going to determine wheelbase. So that we need BA 10 and 11. So that's these two. There's shorter ones for the shorter wheelbase, but this Beetle somehow is the long wheelbase. Nothing is worse than squat. I agree. Respect all builds except squatted trucks. Did Dan and Tarvin head to Oklahoma for the Super Chip race? Dan was going to, but he ended up with a new grandbaby on the way. So he ended up having to cancel his trip. And I don't think that Tarvin ended up going. Tell Nicole we miss her and happy anniversary. Thank you. Will do. Could print an 82 Fleetwood body, build a custom carbon chassis with a 3-gear transmission, and put drag tires on all 4 corners and run it on 6S. 3D printed body on 6S. Sounds like the worst combination of things ever possible. Okay, so this is the front half. This is the open side. That tags into there. We need M3 by 10 squatted trucks parked next to their boyfriend's dogs. Dogs are cool. Surprise grandbaby? No, not a surprise. But I think that it just ended up being a little bit too close. Next big thing, Tamiya semi-bodies, 3-wheeled donks on 4-cylinder Toy-An motors. I did pay the pre-order, which is only $1, for that new 2-cylinder Toy-An kit motor. I purchased the Toy-An has a single-cylinder kit version, and I purchased that for an upcoming Friday Night Live. It hasn't arrived yet, but that one I am looking forward to. Okay, there is our Monocoque chassis coming together. It is always interesting to watch how Tamiya builds their 4-wheel drive cars with all of their standard parts. Drive shafts going on the outside, over the top. I like donks, but only when they are covered with candy look. Oh, the paint jobs on donks don't disappoint. I like the cereal ones, the candy one, you know, Twix or Skit Lucky Charms. There's some good ones. Okay, that's done. Shoot. Wait, what? These instructions were not clear. I built it, which is technically the short wheelbase. Damn it. Okay. So which end stays at I thought that it just had the instruction manuals for the proper one. I should have known better. 239 is the one that I need. Is that correct? Yes, 239 millimeter. So I got to take this off and put I have to double up the parts. See, I thought I was being thorough. What half? The half with the servo is the one that gets the other part. God damn it. And no, I didn't forget the drive shaft. The drive shaft goes on afterwards. But I forgot one of the so I needed 10, 11, 8, and 9, which here's 8 and 9, and I already used 10 and 11. Okay. Just making sure that I didn't have to like disassemble the other half too and use that. No, I just have to put these. So I only wasted 4 screws worth of effort. M3x10s. To go through the center. Okay. Phantom orange. Was it? Josh's donk would be orange bubbly. Oh, that's a great idea. Wouldn't be a Friday night build without having to take it back apart for missing something. You're not wrong. I mean, not saying that what did I miss? Head company. You know, Mike J. It's always the same here. Their chassis are always weird. I remember doing the VW van that Moosejaw, and I think I had to take that thing apart 2 or 3 times even for how confusing that chassis was. Okay, now we can put that back together. And we need 4 more and 3x10s. If I was not using hex head hardware, this would be way worse. Checking in, think we definitely need a rally bug. Telling you, this is the best. Scale Metal Supplies, thanks for checking in. That bumper that Matt folded up looked fantastic on there. Great job on your flat pack style bumper. I mean, Matt did a pretty decent job assembling it too, but still. Are you using JIS speed tips? No, I am using hex head hardware. I have a bin of hardware that I've assembled, and it's all labeled for size and all the different types. Basically, any of the Tamiya kits, I can build out of that box. All black steel hex head hardware. It makes Tamiya kits go so much faster. Like, it just changes everything. Worth everything. When will the PC builds be done? I mean, they should probably be done by this weekend, maybe next weekend, but the final video will be a little bit after that, as we have some details to work out and decide on. Okay, so now we have this drive shaft, and this goes on the outside of the chassis, out here. Go the overhead. So you can see the gearboxes there. There's that bevel gear there and there. So we're obviously going to be attaching the bevel gears to this, and then this drops in here on the outside of the chassis. Pretty rad for a Tamiya. What do we use? How are these supported? We need B2, which must just be some standard plastic spacers. Yep, just these guys here on the top of the tree. So we'll put those on. Does it mention? Yeah, flange, it looks like it kind of goes, yeah, flange goes out so that it doesn't rub the bearing. Then those must be the 5x8 non-flanged. Is that correct? B, those are plastic bearing, but they look non-flanged, so that's what we're going with. However, it does show that all 4 of these are non-flanged, and I could have swore that I only needed 2, so I only got 2. So it looks like we are going to be using 2 of the bushings on the outside. Are we going to see some speed runs on the semi-RSPC builds? Definitely not. Definitely not. The Carolina Ghost, thank you for the donation, sir. Hey, Josh, just jumping. My Crawler Innovations foam truck stands just showed up. They are awesome. Got them after you recommended. Honestly, they are awesome. They're great to work with, and I have them spread all over. And they're my favorite. They're such a simple thing, but so good. So we're talking about the Crawler Innovations cell blocks. If you guys aren't familiar with them, you can look them up. They're a foam stand, and while you can use rigid stands as well, of course, the foam stands just conform so well to like the uneven bottom sides of crawlers, trail trucks, things like that. So they're just so nice to have. All right, so we got that on there. Then we also need 2 more of those B2 spacers. on the outside. Okay. Sure we get those the correct way. All right. And with all of that on, I think we can plan on dropping that into the chassis. You should make Tamiya bushing cat collars and sell them on eBay. Okay, so now, yes, we can drop that into, sure everything's seated in the proper space. There we go. Let's add some grease to those bevel gears. And just a little. Okay, that's good. And we need the covers. Isn't that just a fun little four-wheel drive system? To me, it's just so clever. So clever. Is this kit pre-TTO2? That's a great question that I do not know the answer to. Whoops. Somebody else. Who else has Tamiya knowledge that can answer that? MF01X is from 2015. Oh, wow. That's kind of new for Tamiya. Man, I can't even remember what year the Dancing Rider came out, but it seems like it was like 2017 or so. We should, for those who are only just joining, we should show the body again. This is the body that's going on here. Moosejaw painted it for me, obviously. And it just looks it's box art, basically. It's the orange that to me is, well, they suggest orange. I don't know if this is the exact orange that they suggest, but blacked out hood like it shows, all of the details, all of the stickers to the box art style. He did so good. I'm so excited to finish this just because of that body. This chassis, it's I don't care. It's just whatever is holding that body is all I care about at this point. All right, now we've got to build Tamiya A-arms. The most fun part. So, okay. A-arms, what numbers are they? C, which is the rubbery stuff. Their arm, like this plastic, the C plastic is so gummy rubbery. So we need 11 and 19. And we've got 19 here. And where's 11? There's 11. There is 0 glass filling in this plastic. What's the wheelbase on this? 239 millimeters. I know that because I had to correct the way that I built it. And since I did not build it for the correct wheelbase the first time. Or has Ben looking for a cooler chassis to put it on? Like I said, I don't care about this chassis. I only care about the body. Goes that way. And we need, guess what? More M3x10s. So many M3. I got it. Ben, stop buying all Josh's coolers. This one, not for sale. I did show my most recent project on. Did everybody see that on the top shelf project up there on Wednesday's stream? I'm pretty excited about it. Whenever I actually start working on it, which who knows when that will be. Ben keeps funding these streams by buying Josh's RCs. That's pretty true. Okay, we built 2x of these. Now we have to build more turnbuckles. My least favorite part. Okay, but we need bag C. Did I open that already? I don't see them. I mean, I know I opened bag C. The other hardware bag is what I was discussing. Oh. I think I fund tools and equipment typically. Yeah, capital purchases. Exactly, Ben. Ben funded my CNC router by buying the Woods Runner. And I wouldn't have sold the Woods Runner if I didn't want a CNC router so badly. I was just like, nope, I can't. I don't want to sell it. It's not for sale. And then he just talked. I'm not sure if I kind of know what Ben does, but only kind of, like, he's explained it to us in our mod chat, but I still don't fully know what he does. I'm not sure if he's in sales, but he might be in sales. Is the front arms trailing arms or A arms? I believe they're all A arms. Dropping frame. Yep, I am dropping frames. Okay. Hey, Mitch Moses. Thank you, sir. Mitch says, I just bought the Losi laser nut. Is it as fun as it looks? And besides wheels, tires, what should I mod first? I've never had a rig like this. So, I mean, I had a blast with my laser nut rig. It's not really a rig that I'd ever had anything like either. Now, the only things that I've had issues with are axle shafts. I've bent axle shafts. That was my biggest issue. And I guess that I've done that 3 times total. So I know that there is a mod where you can use Techno RC shafts. And I think that seems to be what a lot of people are doing. I just haven't got around to doing the same, but it's something that I should. Ben would not sell the Woods Runner. So what was I saying? The laser nut cars, they had an event down at Laser Town last weekend that I would have really liked to make it to, but obviously I was out of town and that wasn't an option. That where they were racing a bunch of the laser nuts together. That looked like an absolute blast. I actually sent my rig down with a buddy of mine, Tony, in case he needed any spares or anything like that, just to make sure. It doesn't appear that he did. He actually ended up in second or third place with his laser nut car, and he hadn't raced in a while. So, but it looked like an absolute blast, all of those racing around together. Where is that other term? can't find the other. Do I only need to build one? That would be nice. Maybe I do. Make two. Dang it. That makes more sense. Where did it go? Did I already start it? No. Nope, there it is. Got it. So, Josh, what's the price on that top shelf project rig? No, that is not for sale. That one, I have no intentions of selling. I'm starting to. So here's the problem. I don't know how many of you are common watchers or watchers of many of the streams, but I am not what I would normally consider a sentimental person. I don't like get it. I don't have things that I like. Normally I'm like, if I don't need to keep it. I can always build another or sell it, whatever. Like it's not a real big deal to me. But I'm starting to find to get a number of RCs that I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't see that I could sell that. That's going to start becoming a problem because I do not have the space in this house. So we'll see. I need to start taking more trucks to work, getting them out of the house. I think that would probably be a good call for many reasons. All right, now we do need to do, we've come to the first time we actually have to use Phillips piece of hardware. Oh, it does recommend some grease on this. So we are going to do as instructed. This will be a rear A arm one side and then the other. Did I put it on in the right style? Yep, I did. Yep, build a shelf at work. Oh, I have many shelves at work. The problem is I have many cars at work as well. Like I have a lot of RCs here. I have a lot at work too. Most of them at work are like somewhat work related though. So when I start bringing in a bunch of Tamiyas, they might be like, what's all this? A lot of the cars that I don't drive often stay at work. Like I have 2 Red Cat Gen 8s. Both of those are at work. I've got another TRX4 at work. I've got a bunch of R&D trucks. We have some separate R&D trucks. Now my Rift did turn into an R&D truck that I need to buy another one of those to recoup my own personal Rift because mine turned into a truck that we tore apart so we could start designing axles and other parts for. So, that's how that goes. So I'll get a fresh one. Mine was, somewhat pre-production anyway. Or it was pre-release, I guess. I don't know. I'll get myself the most updated one. Okay, and we need the caps. I've never been so happy to come across like crappy shocks in a truck. You run across Tamiya shocks, they're just like friction, they just kind of fall together. You're like, oh, those are crappy shocks, but it's like, oh, it's so nice when you can just like snap everything together and no oil, just out of pure laziness. How to justify the need for a bigger work office. True story. I may end up with a bigger work office here soon. Right now, my office, not small, but there's also several of us in there, and may end up with another office, and I think I'll just keep the current one, and we may end up with much more room, which is what I definitely need. I don't need less stuff. I just need more room. That is what you call enabling. Have you ever talked to Operation 11 Charlie? Yeah, I did their, they do a live stream, and I did their live stream at one time. Talk to those guys. It was a good stream. Tamiya shocks sure are convenient. If only that wasn't their only upside. You know what? You can't underestimate convenience. Right. Oh yeah, listen to those shocks. That's the good stuff. Josh is being demoted to box boy. just tuned in. How many times has he crapped on the Capra this time? We haven't talked about the Capra even once today. Make 2 of these. That we've done. Okay. On to the next. We need A11. So back to the A. That's B. Where's A? Should we talk about the Capra? I mean, we haven't tonight so far, so. A11. There we go. Do you do other people's streams as in a guest? Oh, yeah. Often. A lot of times people have, I mean, I just like playing with art. So I do a lot of people's streams here and there, kind of guest things. We can't do, we need the special Tamiya hardware because it's a, since it's, now I can't say that I've done every stream I've ever been asked for, usually, you know, but I've done a number of people's, some big, some small ones for good causes. I try to entertain as much as possible, just because obviously for obvious reasons. And come on. Took that back out because I'm going to put a small amount of grease on those just to make it go in the freaking thing easier, since I have to use a Phillips head driver. So much easier though. I mean, granted it had pre-threaded once, but okay, close enough. So any word on the Ripper 2? The next person that says Ripper 2, 300-second timeout. Mods make it so. And then anytime someone comes in who didn't hear me say that, they're just going to get magic 300-second timeout. So you're like, what'd I do? And then they'll finally figure it out. Done. The mod's done. They're looking forward to it. Yes. So it shall be done. The mods are ready to flex the power. Do it. I see it. Ripper. There. First time out. Boom. He just wanted to be first. He's like, I can spare 300 seconds. Just remember, they ramp up from then. Where's the lady? I know, Matt. Couldn't talk her into tonight. Feel free to Skype in. Hopefully not from your bedroom in your boxers. Let's see. Okay, we've got. Nah, we have to do the lower shock spacers. Those are the A10s. Hey, Matt, time to upgrade to a sand scorcher. Matt, I'm just telling you. While the sand scorcher, your sand scorcher does look good. I agree. This is the Lexan body version here with the Moosejaw paint job. I mean, that's so I'm so excited still. I'm just saying. Okay. And we have the lowers. Yes, I'm still using grease to try and make threading easier. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Grease. The body looks great. Yeah, the body looks incredibly good. And even better in person. Like, instead, I know Matt's is Shippy. We'll just call this one Skippy. It's close. Oh, this quality Tamiya shocks. Couldn't be happier because they're done. And that is why. Okay, those are on. Now it's time to drop in some out drives. We're going to drop first a little bit of grease. Out drive in. Out drive in. Perfect shape. More like lippy. Josh, what wheels we use? I mean, for now, I just planned on using the ones that it comes with. I'm not saying that later we couldn't come up with something different. For how good this looks, if you guys know of like a even more appropriate wheel set, I am all for it. I'll buy something nice for this because it deserves it. Body posts. 300 versus the mods. Sparta. Each one of them is just, this is Sparta. There's one. I need other one. So when can we ban people? Nope. Just indefinite timeouts. They can't ban us all. Oh, they'll try. Would SCX 24 wheels fit? I don't know. No, that's only got an 8mm hex, I think. I do have a metric F load of SCX 24 wheels, though. I'll tell you that. For some reason, I've got SCX, I started picking up some SCX 24 parts, and somehow I ended up picking up like 5 sets of wheels. M3x10s. Time for those. Go into RC, type in MF01X, and sense noob. Lots of wheel ideas. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Bands everyone views crashed to 6. Okay, so body posts are on, outdrives are in. And we're not putting an antenna mount on because that seems unnecessary. Oh, we do have a little bag of O-rings that we need to. Just a standard 12mm hex, so the world's your oyster. Thanks, Alex. All right. O-ring in place. How many mods are there now? I lost track. I think there's just, is there 4 or 5? There's Alex was the original, Phoenix, Moosejaw, Jesse, and Ben. Now Ben has 2 accounts, which he is a mod of on both, but he still only counts as one. It's okay. There's that. Dun, 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 dun. So Losi or Traxxas drag. Now I do not have the Losi drag car, but that it does have a lot of motor, and I do love. I mean, personally, while I think the Traxxas body looks great, I mean, I think I prefer a '69 Camaro body over a '67 truck body as far as a drag car goes. But you know, uh, as far as that, which one is going to be a better drag car, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Losi's a pretty heavy car. That aluminum pan, but it's an aluminum pan. What's that worth to you? I don't know. Also, it's not like I'm a good drag racer. I mean, more than anything, I just like to drive RC cars. I don't really care what it is. So I'm going to go have fun no matter what. It's just all there is to it. Okay, what is that part? That part is from the bee tree. Bee tree? Beatrice. I believe it is 12 and 13. Am I correct? Correct. 13. So we grab this. We grab that. Nope. We grab that. Yes. Ish. And 3x10. What? No way. What do you think of the J Concepts Trans Am drag body? I think it looks all right. I mean, it's very. I think that is a competitively designed body. Like trying to be aerodynamic. It's reminiscent. What was the Street Outlaws car that it's reminiscent of? Was it the Crow? Crow something? Crow Marrow? Granted, that was a Camaro, not a Pontiac, or was it? Am I wrong? Who knows Street Outlaws? I'm sure that there is something to be said there. Crow Mod. Thank you. That's it. I think am I correct that that's kind of what it's resembling, or am I just making stuff up? I didn't pay tons of attention to that show, but I mean, cars are cars. It's the only thing I seem to be able to remember in any way. Guess what I did? Guess what I messed up? Pretty sure I put the wrong lower. Yes, I definitely did. I put too short of. I put the shorter of the 2 hinge pins in the A-arms instead of the longer ones. Nice that they're only threaded at the very end, so we can correct it. Okay. Ah, the Crow is a GTO. There we go. I did not know that, or I didn't remember that. How is the new Losi drag car? I don't know. It's literally a copy of the Crow. That's what I thought. But if one's a oh, it's a Pontiac. Okay. What did I say? Did I say it was a Firebird? I don't remember. What servo did you throw in this? Moosejaw, I just threw in a Eco Power 110T. Super cheap, and I buy them in bulk. They're perfect for almost any Friday night build. I buy them on A-Main, and I usually buy them like 4 at a time. The Crow is the one that rolled and totaled. Oh, no kidding. I was unaware that they balled that car up. Who used to drive? Who drove the Crow mod? It was one of the main guys, right? Like Chief, or not obviously. Well, Murder Nova is just, he's not, I don't know what his name is, but it's not Murder Nova. That's just his car name, obviously. Was it that guy though? Big Chief. Oh, Big Chief did run it. Okay. He has a Nova now, right? I enjoy drag racing a lot, but I don't enjoy the reality show version of drag racing as much. Granted, I like YouTube, YouTube drag racing, which isn't that far off. You know, I admittedly watch like every Cletus McFarlane video. I'm obsessed with the Elko. Mainly because of how KSR built it and how much he put into it as far as like detail and data collecting. Oh. No, Chief has a GTO. Okay, so he does still have, gotcha. He does still have a Pontiac. Hell yeah, brother. Does anyone do a 67 Shelby fastback body? Not that I know of. You know what I would like to see in RC though? Something I've never, I don't know that I've ever thought about, is I would love to see like an actual like AC Shelby Cobra. Open top, scale style, overpowered, rear wheel drive. Like, I would actually really like to see that. Yeah, somebody get on that. Make it so. I don't know why I like those Cobras so much. Like, I've always liked those cars since I was a kid. Even when I know that they're all kit cars now, like I don't know if I've ever seen an authentic one in person. Sounds like a great project for VP, right? They have the Tesla truck RC. Yeah, I'm not as interested in that. I used to drag a 70s Datsun pickup that I turned into my crawler. That sounds like the most ADD project I've ever heard. Huh. What engine in the Cobra? You mean like what? Kyosho made one? What? Huh. Kyosho made a Shelby? Okay, I am. Oh, I need to put a O-ring in there. Okay, there's that. Where is the tie rod I built for it? There it be. Kyosho, man, that is. I gotta look that up. Now, granted, I'm not big into vintage cars. Generally, I think that vintage cars are lackluster, but imagine a Shelby Cobra RC body milled aluminum. What would you call that car, Guy on a Moose? There's a Cobra body out there. Local guy has one mounted on a crawler. Okay, I gotta find that. There we go. Okay, we've got the rear suspension all mounted up. Wait, high, low. What? Well, we're building a rally car. High is okay. I almost got mad again. Sometimes I hate before assemble. Oh, I was gonna say they should put a warning here, but there's a warning literally at the top of the page. It says before assembly, select correct ground clearance according to body used. Okay, whatever. Maybe they told me. You know. I did build it high, so that's all low. Now front A-arms. We need that. C8, C3. C8 and where's C3? That's C3. Silver Horse, totally different car than the 60s Cobra. I'm going to have to look this up. I want a proper, like, open top, cool looking. What size screw do you think holds this together? There it goes. M3 by 10. So, Josh, you need to read in addition to looking at pictures. See, that just seems unnecessary. I feel like there should just be a big hand at the top. Like, stop. Wait a minute. Look at this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. So do we use C3 on one side, C4 on the other? Why are there goalposts on the back of the car? You know, because all RC cars are supposed to have overly exaggerated tall rear body posts. And you're supposed to leave them. Never trim them. That would be unreasonable. Okay. And bag. Do I need to open the next bag O hardware? Which would be this one, bag D? Yep, bag D. Open it. There's so much hardware left on this tray, but because we're not using any of their hardware, so it becomes allowable. We've reached bag D. Yes, that's right. Okay. There is the specialty hardware. Do I need the long or the short? I believe the long. Let's grease them up. Lube and insert. One in. Oh, it just got the funny bone just right. God damn it. Whoops. Okay. And all right, that it is upside down, I believe. Yep. Okay. What company bought RJ Speed? It was in the shop that got, oh man, I can't remember. I covered it in the scale news as far as what the name of the company was, but I don't recall what the name was off the top of my head. It was some like nitro sounding or something gas. I don't remember specifically, but okay. Diff cups installed. So you lube your D-bag parts. Uh-oh. What did I do incorrectly? That front diff is not right. Shit. There is the Friday night. There's the Friday night issue. Me not paying attention to something. God damn it. I gotta pull this whole front half of this chassis apart. I have to separate that. I have to take this. Man. I don't know how we're going to remember what size screw goes everywhere. Oh, wait. They're all the same. Okay. So there's that. We're going to put that over there. Pin. It's okay. We can set that aside. But that front diff should not be so wobbly. I think I only have 3 screws holding this together. With how buried this chassis seemed, it seemed like it would have taken longer to get in there. Am I incorrect? Am I correct? No, that's all it took. Okay, let's rewind. I'm assuming that it's a bearing on each side, but I'm likely wrong. Okay, this is the front side. That, oh, yep, there it is. There's the step I forgot. F7, which is this. That is definitely those. These great big sleeves that hold bearings. Should have known, should have realized. That goes in what direction? Bearing to the inside. To set you somewhere. There we go. Oof, that is a tight fit. Okay. One side in. Pull a diff cup out of the other side. And jam that one in. Tamiya Precision, yeah. Okay. Oh, shit. Get that in the right area. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now we should be in much better shape. That's not too bad. Definitely easier than I thought by how long it took us to get the chassis like assembled in there. I have only built the Tamiya dual rider, so I am not one to. I mean, okay. Shove that drive cut back in. Oh, that feels proper. What's the hardest Tamiya to assemble? That's a good question. I don't know that I've built any of their like quote unquote advanced ones. But whoa, that could have been messy. Let's put that drive pin back in that front gear. Get that in place. Now let's realign the chassis. Oh, found it right away. Okay. There's the spacer. We're taking that out. We're going to focus on getting this pin back in there. Okay. Now we're going to spacer, other bearing. We're 2 hours in and no cats. I know. With Nicole not in here, I left the door closed so she didn't have to hear me the whole time. Okay. Okay. Let's jam a screw in there. Okay. There's that. Now we'll put the cover back on and we're safe. Okay. I seen the cats ate Nicole. They are attached to her hip. That wasn't so bad. I assumed that to get into that front transmission was going to be an absolute nightmare. Instead, that probably didn't take longer than 5 minutes. There we go. We're back. Where are we at? It's 8:02. Yes, we are 2 hours in but I'm confident that we are in a great place at this point. C18. That's these parts? No. Yes? No. That's the gooey parts. C16, C18. Got those. I assume M3 by 10s. Am I wrong? I am wrong. Don't assume. Specialty shoulder screws, which are in this bag, unopened. Great state of Maine checking in. Thanks for joining. But now you have, since 5 years is the gift of wood, next Friday, wooden boat kit build. I've looked at those, but I think that they are like 500-hour builds. I don't think Nicole would like Josh spending $1,600 on a tank. I'm positive she would not. However, I think she may be less happy if I purchased the RC bulldozer I was looking at. So, you win some, you lose some. That RC four-wheel drive bulldozer looks awfully tempting. Can't get any worse than the Flex Seal VS 410. Yeah, she thought I made some fantastic decisions on that one. Haha, joke's on her. Okay. Get these dropped in there. Perry G, thank you, sir. Tamiya, no prep drag car build off. Oh my God, that sounds like the biggest pile of broken parts ever made possible. The power that the guys put into no prep and the parts in a Tamiya car, it sounds like a recipe for just an absolute explosion. Josh, that bulldozer is yard equipment. I agree. It could just be my dedication to yard work that would just make her be like, you know what? That is a good idea. You need an RC bulldozer. Wait, what? You mean ABS chassis are brittle? I had no idea. Okay. Yay, our little upper arms are done. That's on, that's on. We've got more O-rings to install. Okay. One side done. Other side done. Stop. Before assembly, select corner ground clearance. Well, since we built the front, or since we built the rear high, I guess we're building the front high. Josh can use the bulldozer to scoop out the cat turns. Remember, we got the Robo litter box for that, which honestly works pretty well. Okay, we need the hub carriers as well. Snap. I wonder why they decided to mold these in red. Seems like such a weird color choice. Never really upgraded Tamiya stuff with aluminum bits, but it seems like this one could be. Build the front low. No, Mike J. They will match. And if I have to, I'll take it apart and build it low. The whole thing. Okay. Need to put our pivot balls on the underside. Which position? Inside or outside? Outside. Red makes it go faster. Duh. I have a TRX4 in pieces, and I don't know if I want to put it back together. I believe I also have a TRX4 in pieces, and I've considered, like, do I really need this right now? Like, is this a car that I need to reassemble? I don't know that it is right now. Oops. It goes through there just fine and dandy. So we need, what do these, some specialty kingpin screws. Where are they at? Big boys. Josh can transport the wine to Nicole with a bulldozer. Whee! Just that loud sound of the hydraulic system on the RC car. I wonder how loud it is. I have not actually heard one. Build a roundabout in my backyard. You guys are not making me want to bulldozer less. I'll say that. Yeah, racing aluminum is garbage. Do they make aluminum for all these? So, for those of you who watched on Wednesday, you will have heard that I did decide to go forward with the heavy metal Bronco build, which is, I'm taking that TRX4 Bronco, and I'm basically going to put on every piece of added weight I can buy for it. And I did buy some Racing. They're just called metal axles. Doesn't say what kind of metal or anything like that. They're just metal axles. And the tolerances on the machining are so bad. It was comical when I took them out of the bag. Like, I could see how they were machined, and I was just like, oh my God. Cannot believe it. So high position means it goes in the upper hole, obviously. Tell you what, those tolerances on those plastics are a little tight. Okay, so we got that. Drop in the axle shaft there. Okay, not gonna lie, we have a little bit of a problem. Yep, it's fixable, not a problem. we put some A-arms on in the wrong orientation. Farlevator for producing an origin body to make my wife happy. Hey, there we go. Making wives happy. That's a bonus. That's not easy to do. Okay, so we have flipped the A-arm to what I now believe is the proper orientation. I'm going to reinsert. God damn, these things are just heavy metal build. Do it $50 a week, budget style, in the end to see how it performs. Let me tell you, if we did it $50 a week, that project would never end. So I'm going to do it in a handful of like phases, but it is going to be fairly expensive. and basically huge chunks at a time. We're just going to watch that thing get forky. It's gonna be like a 20-year high school reunion. How to add 50 pounds. Okay, that is on there, and we can attach that top. You're going to put what? A fifth scale servo and motor? I did talk on the Wednesday stream about putting a fifth scale servo in. That is correct. As far as the motor goes, I think that I will probably lead or kind of go more towards 8th scale. Low kV, lots of power. Trying to make it ready for just bolt on a 1/4-inch plate steel to it, call it done. Well, we're going to get there, but we're just going to get there slowly. I'm not going to add just plate steel at first. We're going to first replace all of the parts we can with some sort of either weight focused item or not. But I want it on the outside. It needs to look basically like a stock Bronco. So that will be the challenge. Because it should look like a stock Bronco. If I had gone to my 20-year reunion, I was 150 pounds heavier than when I graduated. Oh, yeah. See? That's what I'm talking about. Trust me. Let's see, what would I have been? I probably graduated at about 175 pounds. So probably would have been 25, 30 some pounds heavier. Yeah. Age is a bitch, right? Age is a bitch and Twinkies are delicious. Fucking up even more. Ooh, I don't know if there's a Fox system large enough to handle the heavy metal Bronco. I thought something was looking wrong on the chassis, and it just dawned on me that you have forgotten to put the battery tray piece in. It needs to go in before the chassis is put together. No! I did it on one side and not the other, didn't I? Ooh, you know what? I think that I can do it without. I think that I can get it. Because in this Traxxas tool set, I have man, I hate Phillips head hardware. I know it's not Phillips head. I know it's JIS or whatever. This shit still sucks. Anyway, I see exactly what you mean. I remember doing it on one side, and I totally see how I missed it on the other. There is the other, right there. But so this goes right here. Is what he is referring to. Doesn't it? Is there a different one? No, right? No. There is a different one. It's right there. I'm going to say that one doesn't fit right. This one. Okay. So it goes right here. But in this Traxxas set, there exists a 2.0 ball end. And with our M3x10 screws, ever put a part on and figured out it was the wrong part, then realized you got it right the first time? Very rarely has that ever dawned on me. Okay. Perfect. Get yourself a 2.0 millimeter ball end. Don't use it often. Only use it when absolutely necessary, because it's not a strong tip, but that just saved me a lot of work. Yes. Josh is the guy that gets the USB to plug in on its third try all the time. Nope, flip it over. Nope, flip it over. Bam. If somebody will actually read the directions. Is that the Traxxas $25 tool set? No, I think it's the more expensive one, because it comes with the standard, the ball end, not standard, but regular driver, that ball end driver, and the nut drivers. And it comes with, I think it's the master set. It's a fantastic set though. So there you go. I'll get one to go with my 5.5 millimeter wrench. There you go, Scott. Yes, I'm telling you. Nothing better than finding just the right tool for the job. Save yourself time when you collect stupid tools. You never know when that one tool. Now, I'm not saying any of those suggestions are stupid, because they're amazing. Let's see. That is just these A-arms, these front A-arms, you're just so tight on these knuckles. I'm super just loosening them up a hair. Let things cycle a little smoother, I think. Right, straight through. Tools are always worth it. Yes. I can't remember if I've ever bought a tool and was just really mad about it later. Let's see. Okay. I don't think I put the ball stud on that knuckle before installing, but not a big deal. I bought tools, never used them once. Now that I've done that too, but that one time that you do finally, that's when it's worth it. I have too many tools. Mike J, no man has ever said that. John W. Craftsman never said that once even. This would the circle maybe maker be considered a tool? I don't regret that for an instant either. Okay, we've got front axle shafts in, front A, all the front, that's done. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, all of those. Now, guess what? Time for more shock building. Never been so excited. Truly am getting excited though, because we're getting so close to this truck. Beetle car thing rolling on its own. That's going to be awesome. Don't throw a mod motor into my plastic melts. Yeah, I don't expect that this will ever see a motor beyond what it shipped with. Now, I do feel like I need to shoot video of a lot of these cars. And I'm just wondering if it would be worth it to just do like a Friday night roundup video, just like the buggy rod, the three wheeler. Technically, we did the drag car on a Friday night. Let's see. We've got, there's more. There's a lot more somewhere, but there's a number of cars that aren't here anymore. Like just the ones that I kept. We'll start with that. But just a running video of all of them. Okay. Spacer first, then spring, then shaft. Okay. One done. The sticker on the Snap-on truck. Beyond here, it's consensual. Yeah. I see the truck that I seem to freak with the most is the Mack truck. And I mean, luckily it's mainly for the shop, but still. How did I screw that up? There we go. There. Done and done. Shocks assembled. Mount those up. We need the more of the step screws. What are you doing, step screw? Yes, running video is evidence that your builds actually do move on their oil. Enjoy some coffee. Moosejaw, thank you, sir. Painter and a gentleman. I go brushless on all my Tamiya cars and have been running 4,000 kV with no issues. I assume that you're saying that, Alex, and at the same time driving with like the smoothness of a classically trained pianist. I need spacers. Which ones do I need? F14 on both. These are F14. There we go. Drift tires and lightweight axles. That is true. Alex is a drifter. He could be shoot. Saved it. Why don't you have Moose John next to you reading comments, filling for Nicole? Because Nicole was going to be here until minutes before this stream. And I had to change the title, change the thumbnail. Okay, so there's that. Do I need a spacer at the bottom side? Negatory. Negatoni. Yes, I continue to lube up my Tamiya screws so that anything with a Phillips head is just easier to put in. It's like butter. Okay. Idiot. We're getting close now, folks. Where? Oh, where? Where was I supposed to use these? Somewhere that I obviously didn't. I'm guessing the tops by 18. That should have been those. Wrong one. Friction shocks? Oh, yes. Good old Tamiya friction shocks. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know what less would be. Basically, this is the same stuff that comes on a Tyco. But I also don't think that a VW Bug ever had much more than that. Yeah. Have you accepted the best part of your build is the paint job you get someone else to do? I'm I'm getting close to paying one of the great painters, but I have been paying one of the great painters, but I have fun trying to come full. I mean, yeah. I fully admit that the part that you see is the part that somebody else is doing on these. That's part of it though. You have to know what it takes to make sure that it looks right in the end. And for me, that means making sure that somebody else did it. I'm so excited because we're so close. That's on now. It needs a bumper, which is this. And then we need front body posts. Are the Class 11s 2 or 4-wheel drive at KOH? 2-wheel drive. 2-wheel, rear wheel. Which honestly is what I thought that this was until we were several minutes into this stream. No more beard hair in Josh's paint jobs. Well, you need to make sure you see a picture of Moosejaw. I'm not saying that Moosejaw would be so careless as to get beard hair into a paint job, but you can't just assume that. So does this get 2.2 low profile tires and wheels? I just got to figure out what carbon fiber I need to put in here. That and front body posts, one on each tree. We're getting so close. Is it crazy to buy a car? Is it crazy to buy a kit of a crawler you already have just for the spare parts? No, and honestly, I don't think that that would be something that is terribly uncommon to hear about possibly in coming weeks or months. Not maybe necessarily for crawlers as much because the aftermarket is so crazy. But in other forms of RC, I think we could start seeing more and more part shortages. Okay, those are on, bumpers on. Now, the motor. Remove the plastic. Find the pinion. Now we need to make sure that staple doesn't fall inside of the motor. Okay, here's our pinion. We need to find a little set screw for it. There it is. At a hospital here in Alabama just celebrated not having any COVID patients in the, oh, hey, congrats. That's good to hear. Okay, now there is the little, where is that thing? The molded motor spacer thing. That is our ESC only. The motor spacer's not in there. Where is that silly little thing? Because it is handy, and I'll use it if I can find it. Okay, I didn't throw it away. That's a bonus. I'm pretty sure I've seen, there it is, got it. I bet it's in front of you. It is. Always in front of me. Tamiya never shorts you apart. It's just not a thing. We should put a little dab of Loctite on that motor pinion set screw, because there's nothing worse than your pinion coming loose and having to open up a transmission to fish it out. Okay, so we need to put the pinion on. Cover up, slide the cover all the way to, slide the pinion to the top of the cover. Sweet. Do that spacer. Have I been banned yet? Not yet, Gray Matter Bat. Put the little gasket on because they say to, and we're trying to set mesh correctly. It does have a little brace that goes, I think it's, is this B13? It just says BD8. And that, oh, it's metal. Bag D8. And we need M3 by 27. I'm going to use the actual Tamiya ones for that because I have M3. I have M3 by 30s. We'll see if everything spins still when I insert them. Gel thread lock. Okay, where it said check the gear clearance, the peephole is shown. Oh, you can actually see the mesh on this one. I mean, that's kind of true. We're going to Don't like not being able to see it more clearly, but it looks like we're in decent shape. You don't want it too tight. You'll burn up that nice Tamiya motor. Oh, I guess I could. Still seems too tight. There we go. Now I can see just that little tiny bit of free movement. That'll work. I'll buy that for $1. And now we need a cover of some sort. What parts tree is this on? A6. Oh, wait, sorry. A9. That should be, that's B. There it is. I'm thinking a low C may be the RTR drag car to get. That is, it's interesting. So, I mean, so you got Losi, who is the middle of the road guy as far as price goes. They've got the fastest motor. They're definitely the heaviest. Associated, the cheapest, the slowest motor, but a pretty proven platform as far as, winning and being simple enough. So there's that. And then you got Traxxas, who, I mean, the Slash is proven, if nothing else. Now, granted, it doesn't appear that it necessarily proven to be the go-to car in no prep drag racing at this point, but it's not that it hasn't been successful, and maybe it just needs a push again. So, but the Traxxas is also expensive. Now, I will say that I'm guessing you're going to see other manufacturers' prices rise here soon. I think that you could see a number of RTR cars that you can buy today. I believe you'll see their prices start to go up. So if trying to decide on that is your only thought, I'm betting you should buy sooner than later if you're concerned. Before I do that, where does this fit? Only fits there, it appears. Okay. AE was basically built to the, Traxxas already raised the TRX4 Sport Builders Kit to $299. I thought it was $329 now. So Traxxas doesn't understand racing. That's not necessarily untrue. Is the Losi a mid-motor car? No, it is also a rear motor car. Just like everybody else at this point. Was $279. Gotcha. Yeah. And again, I'm telling you, prices are going to keep going up. Crap. Do I not use the yellow wire? Was that the situation? Can never remember. The yellow one's the middle. I have to look. I'll look it up if I have to. Okay. Bullet connectors. Don't use orange. Damn it. It's in the destructions. Yes. Okay. Red, orange, yellow. Orange, which? Connect wires firmly. Speed controller, motor. Red. Doesn't. Where does it say? I'm sure that it does say, and you're probably correct, but I'm going to go with what you're saying. Speed controller. Why does it not? Why doesn't one just say brushed? Yellow to red, green to black. That doesn't make any sense. Orange. Okay, I left orange undone. You're probably, I believe you're all correct. I'm a little late. You're long. Hello, everyone. Quack RC, you're just in time to see the best part. We are going to put the tires on the wheels and drop the body onto said MF01X chassis. The beautifully completed Moosejaw body. This comes with the Rally style tires. A little more blocky. What, the MF01? Okay. These tires do have some directional to them, so we'll pay attention to that. Okay, one down. We did the directional part to the inside, which is the wrong way because the Tamiya lettering's on the other. Green to yellow. Alrighty, well, I need to change that because that's not how I have it. Okay. Of course, we're not gluing these tires because that's ridiculous. But Yeti Junior wheels and tires on this. That's an interesting idea. I don't hate that. Are there standard rubber or M grip or S grip even? Oh. They're nice and soft, but I don't know that they're anything special as far as that goes. Need to see this run at Headquake's backyard track. I think the only way that's happening is I'm sending it to Matt, and he travels over. Granted, he'd have to cross the border, smuggle it across. Okay, tires are on. So now our hexes are on that silver tree right here. Let's get those all cut off. Time is at 8:47, closing in on the 3-hour mark. It's going to be a close one. Three hours really seems to be the a magic number for live streamed builds. Are those wheels didn't come with foam strips? Ooh. Not that I noticed. I know the ones you're talking about, but I do not believe that they did. I've put those in previous Tamiya kits, but not in this one. Come on. There we go. We're getting close. We have 12 minutes. You think we can get there? I think we got lots of time. Friday is usually a longer stream. Yes, Fridays are always the longer streams, but 3 hours usually seems to be the amount of time. I guess we've definitely had some 4 hours and such, but right. Quack RC, thank you, sir. Awesome work, man. Awesome work, Moosejaw. Yeah, it's gonna come together here in mere moments. I'm rushing it not to try and get to this thing done in 3 hours, but because I'm just genuinely excited to see it in one package. Don't forget that. Saying hello to Harley, saying hello to everybody. Hey to Harley from Idaho. Thanks for checking in. Time to drop. Oh, yeah, and then it's just option parts. Come on. Doesn't want to pop through those holes very well. There we go. Little pressure. Look at how good that thing looks. Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. We're definitely going to get the body posts cut down to the right size. I'm going to get that. Think about there is the right height. I don't know why that wheel opening looks a little taller. I think we just have our body post a little off on that side. About like that. Yes. Oh, that's so good. Okay. I am going to cut these body posts off. We'll clean them up, but I want to get everything in proper order. Let's see that. Just make sure I got these matched. Okay. That looks so good. Look at that thing. Oh, I'm pumped. Okay, let's get the body clips on so this thing sits on proper pegs. We can get it finished. Oh, okay. That. All four corners. Let's do a little bit of zip tying. Get some of this. Glad I went pure orange. Moosejaw, I think the pure orange was the right call all around. I think it all just turned out so good. Little wire routing zip tie loop right here. And yeah. Now we do need a receiver. Let's grab a receiver. So actually, I've got another. I'm going to go grab a different one. Wait a minute. Okay. Got another one. So we are get this attached. This is the normal receiver that I use and everything else. Futaba 2106 GF. It's technically an airplane receiver, but it's their cheapest receiver, and it works perfectly still with ground radios. So 1 to steer, 2 to clear. Okay. Now it does have a Tamiya plug. We'll have to get that cut off and soldered. And I'll do the same with that big switch. We'll just cut that off and solder it. Solder it solid. Perfect. Do you use don't you use body post foams? I don't. I guess the only thing I have ever done as far as that goes is use like packing tape on the inside of the bodies, which this one I definitely need to do. I always say 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Yeah, I 1 to steer, 2 to clear. My always been the one I used. Get that. Nope, had it flipped the right way already. Okay. that off. Cut our excess wire. I'm just going to zip tie these two wires together for now, since they'll have to get modified before we're done. Holy moly, that thing's still going on? Yes, but we're done. Just tidying things up so that I can drop the body on a final time. Use body post washers. Just need to dye them so they aren't white. These body post, I hate to do it, but we got to open up these front ones just a tiny, tiny bit. Okay. It's okay, everybody. Tiny more. Almost no pressure. That one's on perfectly now. This one. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm happy. And last body clip. It's so freaking cute looking. Just looks so perfect. I'm absolutely jacked that this thing came out so well. And get this all tidied up so we can not look at so much club. Lance Lucas, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Just remember not to tap anything with that bumper. Yeah, I can tell that this has got a little fragileness to it, but I am more than okay with the current state of how those things are. Oh, look, I left the door open. Guess who's in here? Both the munchkins. Better get the containers of screws closed up before they. Would you say you've chuffed your Gulliver? You know what? I feel like I would just be misappropriating that term, and I want to be culturally sensitive to Canadians. So we've got, yes, hello kitties. And I don't think that we're going to keep the rest of these parts. I don't think that they are necessary. And I don't need more things around here. Oh, just looks better and better the more stuff gets cleared off from around it. Do we need more Tamiya wrenches? Those are for Matt. I can't let my collection exceed his, so we're gonna throw that away. There we go. What's up? What's up, Chief? Do you approve? Are you into it? Are you fine with this? You always need more wrenches. That is untrue. They simply begin to get in the way. Chief approves, though. Yes, it is the rally car, so it does sit high. Now, it does look a little odd. I think part of it is my camera angle, but I could lower the body posts in the rear specifically. The front, I think, is correct. The rear, I think the rear needs to come down a notch. I think that would make it look a little bit better. So we'll drop that down, or should we drop it 2? What do you think, 2? See what that looks like? Is that better? I think that's better. 2 notches down. Yeah. That's better. Now, I think technically, I think it needs to come. It looks better there, but I think technically it touches the fenders too quickly, so it needs to come back up 1. This thing actually has some suspension travel, so we need to have some fender clearance. All right, back up 1. My initial instinct was correct. There we go. Now we need to do a 24-hour Tamiya race. 24-hour Tamiya race, any Tamiya of your choosing. Any Tamiya of your choosing with a retail of sub $150 for the kit. There we go. So now it sits proper and the tires are not hitting. Camber it and slam it. Body swap. Jeremiah Salberg, thank you very much. Will that sit on the shelf and collect dust and never get touched? I mean, I kind of want it to do that just because it looks so good. But I think at the same time, this thing would look great with a layer of dust on it. Or just dirt. Real dirt. Properly applied natural earth. And Perry G, thank you, sir. MF01X Rock 500 build by Daniels on RCC. Interesting. Did he use the 500 kV rock motor? Oh. Good job, Moosejaw. You made it look proper. I mean, we could do some wheels. I could see that. But at this time, there's not much that I could think of that it needs. That is just one good-looking rally beetle. Now I want some Fanta. Oh, Fanta. And it's 4-wheel drive, which I totally did not understand or didn't know. Didn't look at. Just bought it because it looked so good. Winner. I have photos. I'm going to have to go pick up some. I'm out of Gorilla Tape. I need to do that to make sure that I get the inside of the body protected so that it doesn't rub through where any of the body posts are. I need the, I used to have the like dog and cat claw trimmer cutters for body posts because they always worked so well. The nail trimmers, but I don't have those anymore. No idea where they went. Success. I think we're in great shape. So thanks everybody for joining. I think that this was a great one. I'm glad we did this one tonight. I think Sunday maybe I'm going to work on the drag slash a little bit, but we have some foam body post rings at the shop that I used on the Reliant. Oh, okay, maybe I'll swing in there tomorrow and pick some of those up. I know Bart had just talked about those. I honestly never really used anything like that, but I still might do Gorilla Tape, especially on the inside of these fenders where the body posts are, just all of that stuff. Then I'm gonna have to find a dirt track. Now Josh has a 155 rig. Wait, what? Is this 155? I want my money back. Anyway, thanks everybody. Coming to an Instagram post near you, the Rally Beetle. Awesome. Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for joining. Let's, I did keep viewer activity open. Dale C, Carolina Ghost, Mitch Moses, Perry G, Farlevator 2002, Gray Matter Fab, Moosejaw, Quack RC, Lance Lucas, Jeremiah Salberg, Perry G, and Jeremiah Salberg. So I might have to pick up one of those kits. I need something to build. This was worth it. I think that I would do this again in a heartbeat as long as Moosejaw had some free time. We'll see you guys next time. Check in Sunday morning, 10 a.m. and we'll have the next stream. So later, everybody.